Okay, so we start the movie and there's a garbage truck coming down the street. And some guy comes out of his house and he's all like, hey, I thought you guys were going to miss me. And the two garbage men pull out guns and blow him the fuck away. And then we're at a car dealership and the black garbage truck dude gets in a car and then runs that motherfucker over. And then we cut to a pier and the black garbage man dude blows up a boat. And then we cut away from that and we see some dude's big feet and he's carrying a chainsaw and it's Arnold Schwarzenegger, baby. That's right, it's Big Arnie in perhaps one of the cheesiest movies ever committed to film, Commando. So then Arnie's chopping wood and someone's sneaking up behind him and this really cheesy fucking ninja music starts playing from out of nowhere. But it's okay because the person sneaking up behind him, it's just his daughter. And then we get a cheesy montage that goes with the credits of Arnie and his daughter bonding and getting along with each other. Okay, so then the movie begins and we get the first scene, which is Arnie and Jenny sitting down eating sandwiches. Yeah. Fucking big action movie that starts off with sandwiches. Brilliant. So as Arnie's nomming on his sandwich, he suddenly looks up and he's like, my Schwarzenegger sense is tingling. And that's because a helicopter is approaching his home. Yeah, Jenny's all like, why is a fucking army helicopter coming here, Dad? You said you were through with this shit. And he's like, relax, I'm not going anywhere. So then the helicopter lands and the guy that comes out is an old friend of Schwarzenegger's named Kirby. Now, it may just be me, I'm not entirely sure, but this motherfucker doesn't look like a pink balloon with arms and a happy face. Is this fucking movie lying to me? And then Arnie sneaks up behind Kirby, maybe for some surprise butt sex, I don't know. So Kirby's here to tell Arnie that a bunch of his men from a war they fought in is being killed off one by one. And Kirby's got a good hunch that Schwarzenegger's going to be next. And what does he give him? Oh, just 2 dudes to protect him? That's going to go damn well. And then Kirby's like, right, I'm out of here, see you fuckers later. And then as they're going, Schwarzenegger senses tingling again. And then the bad dudes make their presence known and gun down those 2 guards. Those 2 were fucking useful. So Arnie's like, Jenny, go to your fucking room, Daddy's going to kick some ass. And where does Arnie go? Oh, he just goes to the shed where he keeps his rifle, because that's the best fucking place to keep your weapons if you're under attack, in your fucking shed in the garden. But the cheesy thing is, inside the shed, there's a little safe with a little security lock on it, man. That is so fucking cheesy. But then, somebody walks into Jenny's room. Oh dear. So then when Arnie gets back into the house, he sees 2 cars driving away, and there's some random dude sitting in the chair. And that dude's like, right, you're going to do what we want, or you're never going to see your daughter again. So what does Schwarzenegger do? Oh, just shoots him in the fucking head. So Arnie's going to go and give chase, but they've sabotaged his truck, so he just like fucking pushes it down a hill. The only way this could be even more cheesier is if it had some cheesy chase music like but Schwarzenegger's not the greatest driver in the world and he ends up crashing, and then as he climbs out, all the bad dudes surround him, and then Freddie Mercury turns up out of nowhere and shoots him with a trank. And then eventually Arnie comes to and the bad guys have all surrounded him and they chained him up, and I think they're into a bit of bondage. So the basic gist of it is Arnie's got to go back to the country of Valverde, which he helps liberate from this bad dude here. And if he doesn't help him, yeah, they're going to kill his daughter. So they take Arnie to an airport. One of the evil dudes goes on the plane with him while another evil dude watches him get on. And after watching him get on the plane, Sully then starts chatting up this flight attendant. And then just as the plane's about to take off, Arnie's getting a blanket out and then smack into that dude's face and then breaks his neck. Puts the blanket over him, puts his hat over his face, and then tells the flight attendant to not disturb him because he's dead tired. Man, fucking cheesy line number 1, baby. And now Arnie's going to get off the plane, so he gets onto the wheel of the plane as it's taking off and then jumps and lands in a fucking ravine or something. I don't know. The plane's due to arrive in Valverde in 11 hours, so Arnie's got 11 hours to suit up and kick major ass. So Arnie makes it back into the airport and he sees Sully chatting up that flight attendant. So she's eventually just like, look, just leave me alone. And then Sully's like, you fucking whore, and walks off. So then after Sully fucks off, Schwarzenegger then approaches her in a non-creepy way and needs her help. But first, he's just got to rip the front seat out of her fucking car and then ask her to follow Sully. So they follow Sully to a shopping mall. And then Arnie starts laying down to Cindy what's happening, that they've abducted his daughter and blah, 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 blah. And he needs Cindy's help to lure Sully out so he can batter the motherfucker's face in. And she's like, alright, yeah, I'll help you. But then she immediately goes to mall security and she's like, yeah, that big fucking Austrian dude's there keeping me hostage. Help. So security guards approach Schwarzenegger. He starts beating the shit out of him. But then Sully sees what's happening. He's like, oh shit, it's Arnie. And then what follows is just fucking cheese fest. Then Sully gets into a phone booth to call the bad dudes, but then Arnie picks up the phone booth and he's like, fuck your phone booth, man, smashes it into the floor. And then when the security guards do a man pile on Schwarzenegger, he just bursts free from them. And then the security guard's pointing his gun at Arnie and she's all like, no, and pushes him down the stairs. You were willing to betray him a minute ago. Make up your mind, woman. So Sully's getting away in his car. They give chase. Sully crashes. Arnie's holding him over a cliff. Finds out where Sully was going, who he was going to meet, and then drops him. Fucking brilliant. So they arrive at the hotel Sully was going to be at, looking around, looking for clues, and then Cook turns up. So Cook thinks Cindy's a slut that Sully's brought back. She invites him in, goes in, and then Arnie's behind the door and then punches him. So it's a typical fight. Punch, punch, punch. Kick, kick, kick. Grab the groin. Bang, bang, bang. And then Arnie kicks him and impales Cook on a piece of wood. They search Cook's car, find their next clue, go to this warehouse and there's weapons being made there. And then they find their next clue there that they got to go to this little remote island. And it's going to take about 2 hours to get to that island. But before they go there, they're going to go shopping. So they break into an army surplus store with a fucking bulldozer! So as they're stocking up with guns, hand grenades, guns, ammunition, and a fucking rocket launcher, all of a sudden, Arnie gets arrested by 2 police officers. And they stick him in the back of a wagon, but Cindy's gonna go help him. And how's she gonna help him? Oh, just use the fucking rocket launcher, baby. Fucking hits it, but instead of exploding like you'd think it would, oh, it just topples over and Arnie's able to get out. Hooray. So they get to the pier, they find the plane, they get on the plane, they're flying off, and Schwarzenegger's trying to radio in to Kirby. And the guy receiving Schwarzenegger's transmission? Oh, it's just Bill fucking Paxton, baby. Meanwhile, Jenny's trying to escape from the room she's been locked in, and Freddie Mercury's evil twin brother Bennett is talking to the evil dude. And Bennett basically tells the evil dude that after Arnie's done his job and comes for his daughter, he's then going to go after the evil dude, and the only thing between Arnie and the evil dude is Bennett. So then Arnie and Cindy arrive at their destination, and Arnie's in a fucking Speedo. Thanks, movie. Just what I wanted to see. You see, fucking shots like this are why we can't have nice things. But thankfully it doesn't last too long, because the moment Schwarzenegger ends up on the island, he suits up. So after he's geared up and decked out with all his weapons and everything, he means fucking business, man. If a fucking tank was in front of him, it'd shit a brick. Finally, the evil dude gets a phone call to find out that Arnie wasn't on the plane, so Bennett is going to go kill Jenny. And meanwhile outside, Arnie's sneaking around, putting down booby traps and everything, and then it just fucking happens and the action sequence starts up, baby. And it's so fucking cheesy. It's like watching the A-Team. Like, the bad guys are shooting him and they can't seem to hit him for shit. So they can't hit him, but it's alright because Arnie's able to hit them. And he can hit them with like 1 shot and 50 fucking bullet holes will just appear on him, man. Very little blood, but loads of holes. What the fuck, man? Meanwhile, Bennett finally turns up to go and kill Jenny, and as he enters the room, he finds out she's escaped through this little hole, so he's like, fuck her! And back with Arnie, he's just killing more soldiers, you know, they're fucking dropping like flies, man. And he's tossing grenades, and the bad dudes are flying everywhere, and you know it's cheesy that when he's throwing grenades and they're flying, you can actually see the catapults that are launching them in the air. And there's a cheesy bit where he ends up hidden in the shed and the bad guys surround it and shoot it, and then he jumps out with circular saws and throws them and cuts their fucking heads off, man. Fucking yes! And then Arnie ends up in the bad dude's house and he finds the bad guy, shoots him with a shotgun. You know, 1 shot, there's like 20 holes in the dude, and then he keeps shooting him, but no more holes appear. But it doesn't matter because the dude falls over the balcony and he's dead. But it's not over yet, because he's got to find Bennett, and Bennett finds Jenny, and he's holding Jenny hostage. So then Bennett shoots Arnie in the shoulder, and Arnie's all like, come on, man, you don't need the girl, let's duke it out, mano a mano. So they start having the girliest knife fight imaginable. It's just like, I'm gonna stab you so super hard. Oh, no, you're not, you're so silly. And it gets so over the top, Bennett rips off a metal plate and starts beating Arnie with it. And then Arnie punches Bennett into an electric generator, and that just fucking supercharges Bennett for some reason. Man, Bennett is making Arnie his bitch. But then, just like in professional wrestling, Arnie suddenly comes in the attack, fucking bitch slaps the shit out of Bennett, and when Bennett realises he's gonna lose, pulls out a gun from nowhere, and he's like, I'm gonna shoot you between the balls, John! So then Arnie rips a pipe off the wall and throws it at Bennett, and it impales him and goes through him. And then Arnie just says,
let off some steam, Bennett.
My god, the fucking cheese factor on this film, man! So it's all over. Then the US Army arrive on the island with Cindy right behind them, and Arnie's got Jenny in his arm, and he sees Kirby, and Kirby's all like, fuck man, did you leave us anything? And Arnie's like, just bodies. And then Kirby says, hey man, do you want to rejoin, start your unit back up? And Arnie just says, you suck my dick. And then a cheesy 80s song starts playing as we see a final shot of Arnie and Jenny and Cindy, happy little family. And that was pretty much Commando.